Hello, Peter. Can you hear me?
I can, Andy. Can you hear me?
Hello. I definitely can, mate. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
excellent. I wasn't quite sure if I set it up properly.
Yeah. I think it's working. I can hear you and not see you. Is that right?
Yeah, let's see if I can sort that. Um,
Yeah. You have to like access. Oh yeah, I can see you now. Oh, yeah.
there you go.
It's work. Are you on a phone, Peter?
I am indeed, yeah.
If you turn it round 90 degrees, if you can, it'll make it work better. That's it.
That's
You've
it, I can,
done it.
yeah. Okay.
That's it. Brilliant. What can we do for you? Anything in particular? Or you just popped in to see what was going on?
Well, I had a notification on YouTube saying you were active, so that was where I then first of all went. And you're streaming from there, and then I clicked on the link, and here I am. So no, I don't actually need any help. I managed to sort myself out from your shed the other evening.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were talking. You were talking to me in the chat, weren't you? What was it? Oh, it was a thing, wasn't it? That component.
Yeah, it's a flame resistant or flame retardant resistor.
Yeah. I thought it looked like some kind of oddball resistor,
Yeah,
but I've never seen a green one before. That must be something to do with the flame retardancy then. The fact that they're green.
probably.
Had it fried itself on this? It looked like it had.
It fried itself. So I've put in to get a replacement one from Amazon, and when I get it, I will solder it onto the board and see if it repairs the board.
Excellent.
I do object to buying a control board at several £100 for effectively something that's maybe just a few components, at less than £1 or two. So I'd try that first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's it's sort of pence for a resistor, isn't it?
Yeah.
We used to have a fantastic shop called Bardwell's in Sheffield, where you could go and buy things like that. You could just take that in and go, "Have you got any of those?" And you go rummaging about in the back, and so half an hour later he'd come back and go, "How many thousand would you like? I've had them since 1947, and nobody else."
There's a similar shop in Cambridge, HG. Unfortunately, it set fire during the lockdown period. But it was the very shop where Clive Sinclair used to buy his bits when he was first putting ZX81 and stuff like that together.
Crikey, yeah, Science of Cambridge and all that malarkey.
Yeah, you could literally go in with any bit of part, and the chap there would be able to look at it, and then he'd go rummaging around in drawers and boxes and pull out just the bit that was more or less identical.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, those sort of shops are very few and far between now. In fact, I'd be struggling for one now. You have to fetch stuff from China. Now, if you want the slightest thing, it's get it from China and wait a couple of weeks for it.
And it's also bad that Maplin seems to have disappeared. Sure, you can go online for it, but it used to be great to sort of nip into. Cambridge had 2 Maplin stores.
Yeah. Well, I think it got too big for itself, Maplin's. I think it tried to do too much.
Yeah.
Because last time I went in, it wasn't really selling components anymore towards the end. Or at least the ones around here weren't. They were selling sort of same sort of things as Currys and PC World and that would sell. And you couldn't go and get a component anymore. Hang on, I should have to let in a scratching dog. Come on then, Odin. Good boy, Odin. Right, are you in or out, Odin? Oh, you're in. All right then. Hello. Good boy. You're bombing the stream, aren't you? Yeah. You've got an opinion, haven't you? Maplins, yeah. You like Maplins? No. You like sausages, don't you? You do, yes. I've just realised actually that all the people that came onto this last week have got a different link this week, and I wonder if they realise it's a different link or not.
All right.
Have you come through the YouTube link?
I did click on the YouTube link, yeah, because I saw you sitting there on YouTube just looking at the screen saying nothing. So
yeah, that's how I was just emailing everybody to say it's a different link.
Okay.
But whether they will have picked up their emails or not is anybody's guess. But hopefully, and I don't know any other way of getting into it. There's normally about 5 or 6 people on here at least. But whether they will have picked up their emails or not is anybody's guess today, because they don't always. So yeah, Maplins. When Maplins shut down, one of the good things about Maplins was they sold off all their delivery crates. So I've got lots of these big blue tote crates that say property of Maplins, do not remove from store on the side of them. I've got about 20 or 30. I think sold them for like £1 a piece. And when they shut down, it's the only bargain I've ever had out of Maplins.
All right.
But apart from that, towards the end they weren't very good. I don't think Maplins, and then it was a sudden decline from there. But of course now you can't do it anyway because everything's so small. All the bits and that are so small that you put on a circuit board. You know, first get your scanning electron microscope to actually see the thing.
Yeah.
So I think given time, things will disappear. I mean, what did I get? I have to find the other day. Where did I put them? I had to get some capacitors the other day for power supplies.
All right.
Came from China.
How long did it take?
About a week, actually. You know,
A week.
I don't understand how things get here from China in a week. Yet things that come from 10 miles down the road take a month. But
the other thing that I don't understand about buying things from China, which I've done on the internet, is how it can be cheaper, including postage, to buy something from China than it is to buy from somewhere, only a few miles away.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But the problem that I'm finding now is, can you see the length of the pins on that?
Yeah.
Or rather lack of length of pins on that. So
yeah.
If that's not exactly the right size to go in where the ones have blown up, you can't bend the pins and make it fit anymore because the pins aren't long enough. And I'm sure in a few years' time, if it ain't surface mount, you won't be able to get it.
Mm.
So I think that's going to become a problem. But at the moment, China is our friend. Never thought to say that. Yeah, it's not very good.
Have you done much playing around yet with Raspberry Pis?
Yes. Yeah, we did a thing, kind of an aborted thing for Museum Sheffield because some pandemic or something got in the way of it. But they were wanting a video player to go in a museum display. So we used a Raspberry Pi to make this sort of continuous loop video player. But in the end, never got used because the display didn't happen because they were shut when they were supposed to have had it. But we used one for that because you could buy these video players that loop. The key is that the video loops. A normal video machine, it's very difficult to find one that will loop. It'll play and maybe wind back if it's on tape, or it'll play and then play back it, or it'll play a playlist of things, but it won't go back to the beginning. It's very difficult to find something that will play through a list of things and then go back to the top and play through them again without any human intervention. You can get these commercial players, but you kind of buy them, then hire the technical support and servicing for them, and it's thousands and thousands of pounds a year, and it's per machine. So if you've got a museum with 6 machines in different displays, it's like £6,000 a year instead of £1,000 a year. So anyway, not only did we manage to do it on a Raspberry Pi, we managed to do it on a Raspberry Pi Zero, which costs all of about £4. So,
yeah.
That's my sort of baptism of fire with Raspberry Pis. But there's quite a lot of different ones now, aren't there?
Yeah.
So that's about all I can tell you about them, really. But some of them seem quite powerful for what they are.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 running on my desk here. I don't know if I can change my camera around to show you. Let's have a see. Nope. Toggle camera. Yeah, no, that's not toggle camera direction, is it?
Oh, it did it then. Yeah, I saw a quick flash of the desk then.
Did you?
Oh, video for Peter has been turned off to save bandwidth.
There's one. That's running a mail. That runs a mail server.
Oh yeah.
And that one that I've got at the back there, that's just a DNS server running Pi-hole. So that enables me to block advertising.
How does that work then? Because I've heard about people doing this, because the YouTube adverts are just getting stupid at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't block the YouTube ones particularly.
There's something that you can run on a Raspberry Pi that does.
Yeah, there's a thing that. Let me see if I can get my. I don't know what done with my camera. Still that way. Toggle camera.
Oh, it looks like Ian's almost here. Evening, Ian. Can you hear me? We can't hear you, Ian, wherever you are. We can't see you either. He's getting there, I think, though.
So, you know when...
Yeah. Have I disappeared? Have I gone somewhere?
Okay.
Can you hear me, Peter?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah. Carry on. There's somebody else trying to log in, but I think he's having bandwidth problems getting in.
Okay.
But he'll sort it out. He's got a bit of a dodgy internet connection.
So when it comes to using Raspberry Pis with the Pi-hole, when you enter a web address, that web address goes to a DNS server to query and get the IP address of the destination server that you're trying to go to. And effectively, Pi-hole sits there as a DNS server that you're querying, but it has a list of sites that it is going to give back to you the loopback address rather than the genuine address. So when you have web pages which might be going off to different sites hosting advertising, what it does instead is send your browser back to your own computer.
Ah, I see. So it doesn't go and fetch the advert.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
It gives a fake address, as it were, a loopback address to your own machine.
Yeah. I'm not sure what YouTube does, I know some ad blockers work.
Right.
I've got one here that works. What's it called? This one. Adblock Plus. That one works because the number of adverts they are inserting into your stuff is absolutely bonkers. That Sunday night live stream that I do, you turn on the advert thing, because most people that watch that either watch it live or watch it in the following sort of 12 hours or so. And the problem is you can't successfully edit it until YouTube has encoded it all at every resolution possible. And it takes it until sort of maybe lunchtime on Monday to do that. So you can't successfully edit the monetization settings before lunchtime on Monday, by which time it's pointless because anybody that's going to watch it has watched it. So you turn on the monetization thing, and by the time you do get to lunchtime on Monday and you look where they've automatically put the adverts, in the first half hour they'll have put in something like 10 advert breaks into the first half hour of the thing. And then maybe nothing for the rest of it, but it's like advert, it's an advert literally every 30 seconds. And it's just absolutely crazy. And I normally go through and prune out 9/10 of what YouTube have put in. But it's an absolutely insane number of adverts they're starting to put into things. And a lot of them are not even skippable now either.
Right.
So I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. They could do with a bit of stiff competition, I think.
They could, really.
And nobody really is a good competitor to them. No. The only one that I know of that is sort of a semi-competitor is Library. I think called Library.
Not seen that one.
Yeah, lbry.com. And in theory, it is peer-to-peer. It's a peer-to-peer network in theory. In practice, I'm not sure if it is or not, if there's that many people on it or not. But it is in theory. Looks like Alan's found us. Evening, Alan.
Evening.
Oh, you're on, okay? Yeah. We're having trouble connecting Ian. I can see an icon for Ian, but I can't actually see him and I can't hear him.
Well, I've been sat on the other version.
Yeah, I realised that I'd not changed the Dewberry, that I'd not changed the link. I changed it for the public. I changed it on the Repair Cafe website and that. But anybody that was here last week probably hasn't looked at the website, have they?
No.
So yeah. We're getting better. We'll figure it out eventually. But how's it looking this week? Can anybody tell me how the pictures and that are looking this week? Because it all looks pretty good to me. Oh, Peter's disappeared now.
No, I'm just eating my dinner, and I didn't think it'd be right to.
Right. Yeah. Carry on, sir. Carry on.
But your picture's looking good, and seems to be not lagging at all.
No, it's an interesting thing. This is running over something called Jitsi. I don't know if you ever heard of it, which is a kind of open source alternative to Zoom.
Okay.
And you can run Jitsi servers, although I've not experimented with that yet. But you can run your own server, and I think if you ran your own server, you'd probably be able to improve the quality of it. but I've not had a chance to try it yet because we only tried this sort of last week as an experiment, and it seemed to. I think it's fair to say it half worked last week, but it seems better, seems more stable tonight. I don't know what I've done different, but I must have done something because everybody seems a lot clearer on it. Are you're talking news thing, Alan?
No.
No.
No. They've not sent me a link.
They've not sent you the link to it?
No.
See, it's not just me. It's not just me. There's other people that do it as well. I'm so pleased it's not just me.
Yeah, no, they've not sent me a link. So right. No. And I'm on the phone on this. I was signed in on the phone and the PC on the other one, and there was only me there. But in the meantime, I've just downloaded the app.
Oh, right.
So I'm now running on the app on the iPhone. See whether it's hot.
You're on the Jitsi app now, then, are you?
Yes.
It's definitely better. It's definitely better. There's a strange thing about it because I've got two webcams. Peter, who's also on here, has come to us from my Sunday night YouTube live stream thing. And what was I going to say? To do that Sunday night YouTube live, I have two cameras. So there's two cameras, two webcams fitted to this PC that I'm on. And the camera that's normally on me, I normally have one on me and one on the desk to show what I'm doing. The one that's normally on me, Jitsi really doesn't like. It does about one frame every 10 seconds. It's really jumpy. But the camera that's normally on the desk, which is not such a high quality camera, that one seems to work. So I think if you've got high resolution webcams, it doesn't step them down the way it ought to. If you've got a webcam that just does 640 before 80 or whatever it is, or is it 680 before 20, something like that? Anyway, if you've got a low quality webcam, it works better. It seems. So it's much better. It's much clearer tonight than it was last week. At least it is to me. I think Ian's trying to get back on again. Oh, Ian's made it. Evening, Ian. He can't hear me. We can't hear him either. We can't hear you.
Andy, the only person I can hear talking is you.
Oh, right. Right. You didn't hear Alan a minute ago then?
No, I could see him talking, but and I could see a little thing moving showing that audio was coming from him, but there was no audio.
Oh, that's odd. That's very strange. Try saying something.
I can hear both of you.
Right, Alan can hear both of us apparently, Ian. Peter rather. How loud have you got your microphone, Peter? Because Alan's a bit quiet. So if you've got your your speakers, because you've got them turned down a bit, Alan's quite a bit quieter than me, I think.
Yeah. Well, I can talk a bit closer to it, see if it works.
Don't make any difference. You're still quiet.
Oh, fair enough.
Let's see if we can get Ian. Can you hear us, Ian? Nod if you can hear us. Oh, we can't hear you. I'm having a look. I'm trying to mess with your settings, Ian. Bear with me a sec. Connection, good, it says. Right, why can't we hear him? There's something not quite right happening. That's bizarre. Are you on a PC, Ian? You are? Right. I wonder if there's something oddball going on with PC connections. Right, let's see what we've got. Right, I'm just going to mute everyone for a second. Can you all unmute yourselves again so when I've done it, just try and do a reset. Right, I should have muted you all now. Can you unmute yourselves?
That's me unmuted.
Right, Ian. Ian, I think when you logged in, Ian, there should be you should have had two little pop-ups that say accept let Jitsi use your camera and let Jitsi use your microphone. I don't think you've clicked the one to say let it use your microphone. I think that's what he's done. I think that's my furry assistant wanting to come in. Hello, Odin. Odin, say hello. Odin, say hello. Not going to say hello, are you? No. All right then. Let's see what she doing. Holding something up. Still saying muted by Andy. Yeah, you can unmute it though, Ian. You should be able to click on it and unmute it. You have done. Odin, pack it in. My mother said there'd be days like this. Go on. Go on. Go watch the telly. Go watch the telly. Go on.
So can you hear me, Andy?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, on the setting it says I've been muted by you, but I've unmuted myself. But it still says I'm muted by you.
What's it saying now? Andy will backtrack. I can't read it here. We need to buy in a marker pen. It was going so well. We'll backtrack and log in again. We'll log in again. Okay, yeah, try that. Try that. Right. Just bear with me 1 sec. Hold it. Down. Down. No. No. I'm back. I was just trying to stop a dog eating things that he shouldn't have been eating. Right, what's happened there? Oh, there I am. Right. Oh, right. That. Hello. That's come up different. That looks better now. Now we still can't hear you, Ian. Still says you're muted, but the thing is, when I try and...
Can you hear me now?
Yes!
Yay!
What did you do?
Well, when you just say it was still saying you muted, I brought it up and at my end it said I was muted too.
Just a sec, I'm having dog trouble. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, he's eating something in the kitchen.
Well, good evening everybody else apart from Andy.
On one side after stuff. Are you alright? Yeah. Shall I shove him in here? Shall I shove him in here? Yeah. Just wait there with her. Good boy. Good boy. You stay there with her. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. I just had to deal with an errant dog. Oh, Andrew's here. Evening, Andrew.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not staying long because I've got something else to do, but I'm just come to say hello because well done.
Oh, right. Hello. We're just.
Hi, Ian.
Good evening.
We're still working out the technicalities of this. We think we've now got it working. I've just got to find out if Peter can hear us all now.
I can hear you all. Well, no, I can hear you, but I couldn't hear anybody else.
How do you know? Have they said anything?
Did you hear that?
No.
What is going on with that?
Are you hearing me now, Andy?
Yes.
I can. You're not very loud, but I can.
Right.
Tell you what, I'll go and get off my phone and get on a computer and see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, or even just try logging out and logging back in again.
Okie dokie.
It seems to generally work better on the Jitsi app. Are you on the app, or are you just straight on the phone through a browser?
I'm straight through a browser on the phone.
Right. There's a Jitsi app you can go in by if you download the app, which seems to work better on a phone. If you're on a computer, you're better through the browser. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'll try the app then on the phone.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay, now. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Right. Crikey. What's that you've got there behind you, Ian? It looks like you've got something exciting there.
What, the stereo?
Yeah.
It's an old Panasonic. It's been in the loft for years. I'm trying to get it working.
Ah.
The tape deck and tuner seem to work, but the
Yeah.
amplifier is not working.
Oh.
Ian, can you turn your microphone volume up a bit? You're very quiet compared with everybody else.
Right.
That's yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
How am I sound-wise?
Oh, you always come over loud and clear.
Because I'm mouthy, you see.
Don't say that so negatively, Andrew.
No, I was very positive. I was smiling.
It's because I'm gobby. That's why you can hear me.
No, I think you've had lots of experience.
I'm trying to work out what I can alter from this end, but it seems to be different on different days. I think every time I log into this, it seems different to what it was last time I used it. So I don't know if they change things or what happens with it. But is that a 1970s thing then, Ian?
Yes, early 70s, I suspect.
We had one like that. Worked very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a proper one with metal knobs and things.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite a nice one. Yeah.
Oh, very, very good.
Yeah. Well, if you take a fancy to it, I can sell it to you.
Yeah. I've no room
first.
No room for anything else in this house. It's absolutely packed at the minute. Absolutely packed, solid. If I want to change a light bulb, I have to take the old one out first.
That's an old joke.
Yeah, it's true though. It is true.
Of course, it's true.
I take the old one out of the house first.
Yeah, I'm not staying long.
But
I think I'm going to have to take lessons in how to repair audio because I'm getting overrun with audio that's not working. Radios, stereos.
Audio is easy. It's video that's hard.
Oh, I won't want to go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to love you and leave you now because I've got something else on. But I did want to just come and say hello and show that it's all working. So
Okie dokie, Andrew.
Maybe see you next week.
Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, before I go, just to tell you, next week hopefully it will be this same link.
Okay.
Because this is different.
It's good if you send an email like you did today. That was very good.
Yeah, I'll try and remember. I'll try tie
Okay.
a knot in my head and try and remember.
Well, just your hair will do. That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye. Yes. What are you having difficulty with it then, Ian?
Well, with audio,
Yeah.
yeah. I hate throwing things away that look good. So I've got several radios, about 3 stereos, all with little problems.
Yeah.
And as I just don't like throwing things away. That's all. So I keep having a fiddle and putting them back on the shelf.
Are the radios proper AM, FM, etc. radios, or are they DAB radios?
DAB.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised about that? You have.
The one that you often see, a pure radio in a wooden case.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
I've got one here, and I've got 2 down at St. Luke's where I work.
Yeah.
They're all just absolutely dead.
Totally dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Have they got a separate power supply? You know, is there like a power brick that plugs into it?
There is, yes. I've tried it both with the power supply and on battery. And
it's dead both ways?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know the sort of thing I mean, don't you?
I know exactly the one you mean. I think Alan's got a couple of those, haven't you?
I certainly do.
That thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, the pure Sonos TX1 are quite remarkable radios because they've got speech.
But they don't work. We've had a lot of those at repair cafes. They are really must be really badly built radios or something them, or there must be a really bad component in them, because we've seen umpteen of those over the years.
I've got a friend down in Nottingham, and they bought 2 of them. From John Lewis, one of them just had to go back. Just would not work. Brand new.
Yeah. Did you have a dead one as well, Alan?
I'm trying to think.
Somebody had some of those that didn't work.
It was one of Frank's brothers, weren't it? Who had it and it didn't work. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Derek. Yeah, Derek had one, but all ours have worked all right for quite a few years.
Yeah, I know we've seen a lot at the repair cafe. Well, it's obviously not the power supply if it doesn't work on batteries either. On off switch.
It's a very non-positive on-off switch. I presume that's it, where it says standby, but you seem to have to press and hold, and eventually it decides whether or not it's going to play.
All right. What's the little round button on the front?
Volume control and tone.
No, the button at the bottom. Opposite side to what you said was the on-off switch.
It looks like a little higher, so it's going to receive a remote.
Right. That's definitely not an on-off button then.
Well, this one doesn't press.
Right. Okay. I'm vaguely now remembering doing something with one of those, and I seem to think it was the on-off switch, but I'm only vaguely half remembering it. And I think it was the switch. Who did it? I didn't actually do it. Somebody else did it, and I was there. Because we've had umpteen of them come into the repair cafe. I bet we've had getting on for a dozen of those over the years. You know, you get certain things that come in, and you know they're terrible because you've seen a lot of them. Well, those particular DAB radios, we've had a lot of them. You know, so ever since, because they're quite an old model, aren't they? You know, they came out in the fairly early days of DAB, I think.
I really don't know. As I say, I've now inherited 2 down at St. Luke's, and because I've got nowhere with this, I haven't really bothered with those yet.
Yeah, I have a suspicion it's the on-off switch.
Right. Okay.
But I wouldn't swear to it. And I think the problem with it is it's like a. Does it feel rubbery when you press it?
The little, what I thought was an eye, there's no movement.
No, not the eye, the on-off thing, the standby button.
Standby. No, it feels decent. Click, 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 click.
Standby.
Right. I just wondered if it was like a rubber switch, like a Sinclair ZX80 keyboard used to be. Yeah, I think it's the on-off switch. I'm racking my brain to think who did it, because somebody took one apart and managed to get it going, and I'm trying to think who it was who did it. Who would it have been? I don't think it was Gareth. It might have been Andrew.
Or Anthony?
Might. Yeah, I don't think Anthony's actually been to any of the actual physical repair cafes. I think he's only done the virtual ones. So he might have come to one. It
was down at the last one in, was it April or whenever? Down at the.
Oh yeah, he came to that one. Yeah, yes, he came to that one. I think he's been to one before that as well.
He has. He was up at Burngreave. That's where I met him.
That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. I don't think it was it. I think it was somebody at Healy Farm that did one of them radios. I can visualise them doing it in my head, but I just can't visualise who it was who did it. Do you know, Alan, who did one?
I don't remember who it was. I remember it coming in. I don't know whether it was successful. But Ian, do you know when you press the standby button, does it sort of click?
You can feel the click. You can't hear it. It's not an audible click.
Yeah, but you can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it, yeah.
Because I've just been and got line out of the cupboard and... Right.
Am I right in thinking the button that says standby is the on-off switch? Or has Andy got it?
Yeah. It is a sort of... But when you plug the power in, because mine's got the speech enabled, when you plug it in, it'll just say standby, and then you have to press it, and then it'll start playing the radio.
Right. But mine stays absolutely dead. Nothing visual or audio.
You know when you plug it in, Alan, does it always come on standby?
I think so, yes.
So if you were listening to the radio and you just unplugged it without putting it on standby, what happens when it comes back on?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okie doke. Just wondered. Because if it always comes on standby, that means you will always be going from a standby state here. So that would mean then that standby button is effectively an on-off switch, because it's always got to come off of standby.
Yeah, no, the radio was playing. I pulled the power supply out, I plug it back in, and it's come back on the radio. It's not gone to standby. Right.
Okay. Right. So it doesn't necessarily come on standby then. Interesting problem that. So if you come on in standby, Alan, does anything come on with it other than it say standby through the speech? Do you know if there's any lights that come on or anything? Or